네, 유명그룹 총무부입니다.
日産自動車の林と申します。確認したいことがございまして。
I'm really sorry. Can you speak English?
뭐예요?
아무도 안 계셔서 전화를 받았는데 일본 분이신가 봐요. 제가 일본어를 못해서.
이리 줘봐요. お電話変わりました。今担当の者が席にいません。はい。はい、わかりました。はい、失礼します。
감사합니다.
아니, 전무님 비서라는 사람이 이 정도 실력도 안 되는 거예요? 고졸이라서 그런가?
하루에 30페이지씩 마스터해 보도록. 내가 직접 매일매일 테스트할 예정이니.
매일매일 테스트요?
今日の天気はどうですか?
今日の天気はすいません。
今後の意気込みを教えてください。
私は専門をしっかりお手伝いしてすみません。
すみません밖에 할 줄 모르나? 今日の日程はどうなりますか?
午前中は取締役会です。午後には経済人フォーラム参加になれます。
여기 선물.
선물이요?
단기간에 실력이 훅 늘었기 때문에 주는 선물이야. 보상이 있어야 성과도 다른 법이지. 나한테 선물 받은 최초의 직원이니까 그 영광스러운 마음 오래도록 간직하도록.
네!
잘할 수 있어.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A warm welcome to our respected lecturer, Dr. Nur Azira binti Ayub, as well as my fellow teammates. Related to assignment tasks given by Dr. Ira in Introduction to Human Resource Management in Public Sector in code PAD215, my teammates and I choose to discuss a short briefing about performance appraisal. Before proceeding further, let me introduce my teammates. Muhammad Alim bin Azman, 20226-26878. Aini Narisha binti Shahrizan, 20228-08194. Nurina Adlina binti Muhammad Hairin, 20228-75424. Amira Madiha binti Adhar, 20228-52058. And me myself, Nurdamia binti Anwar, 20228-11614. We extend a warm greeting to Dr. Ira to this exciting and vibrant session. Alright, what is human resource management? So, managing people as well as the culture and atmosphere at work requires a systematic and all-encompassing approach. Simply said, human resource management is a group of individuals who cooperate to accomplish shared objectives. By implementing performance appraisal in the organization, the objective of the organization may be accomplished. So, when we talk about performance appraisal, the idea itself is inseparably connected to the employee performance, which varies significant to the organization, especially in helping them to reach their goals. Meaning to say that the importance of performance appraisal is to make sure that every employees work in a way that is in line with the organization's goals and that they manage to reach their full potential while working for the organization. Performance appraisal for employees is synonym with performance evaluation. An employee's work performance is evaluated on a regular basis in accordance with the predetermined job standards. In addition, it is a subjective assessment for the employee's relative value to the organization's strengths and areas for furtherance in the future. Furthermore, if an organization conducts an effective performance appraisal, they will be able to identify the employee's strongest suit, where they can immediately spot areas that need any improvement. The importance of performance reviews in assessing each employee's performance and ensuring that they are carrying out the task for which they were engaged cannot be overstated. Thus, effective performance evaluation will undoubtedly boost an organization's efficiency. Alright, let us move to the objective of performance appraisal. One of the objectives of performance appraisal is to provide frequent feedback for increased job performance. Employees should receive positive feedback on their work performance from their manager or supervisor periodically throughout the year. Additionally, feedback is necessary for both good and terrible employees to attain their maximum potential, where the process of performance evaluation is greatly improved by the quantity and caliber of feedback provided. To illustrate, frequent and meaningful feedback encourage employees to perform better, and the requirement for regular feedback make it simpler for them to evaluate the data later on during the performance evaluation. The second objective in performance appraisal is to encourage the employee for high levels of work quality and quantity. The amount of effort required by the employee is clearly defined by a successful performance appraisal procedure. This will serve as a guide for employee in that aspect. The performance appraisal process inspires people to give their best work when they wish to advance their careers. When employees receive a thorough evaluation of their work performance, they become more aware of their strengths and flaws. On top of that, underachievers are given a wake-up call by performance appraisal, which inspires them to step up and work harder to attain their objective. Counsel poor performing employees also one of the objectives of performance appraisal. Poor performance itself can be defined in a variety of ways, including failing to carry out job responsibilities or adhere to standards. In addition, poor performance also refers to improper workplace conduct, including spreading untrue rumors or gossip or mocking coworkers. Non-compliance with workplace policies, rules, or processes is another example of poor performance. The truth is, not everyone will live up to standards set by the organization. The management finds it challenging to inform a performer that they fell short of the performance appraisal standards. Here, the majority of managers mistake by concentrating solely on the negative side of the employee by not taking an improvement action. Alright, just now, you may heard about the objective of performance appraisal. I will pass this presentation to Miss Aini Narisha to continue the next part.
Hi everybody, I am Aini Narisha binti Sharizat and my matrix number 2022808194. In this video, I will talk about the issues that happen during performance appraisal. So for several years, managers have utilized this strategy as a reference when assessing the work of their staff members, especially when these staff members frequently play a key part in promotions or pay raises. However, despite the practice of performance appraisal being widely practiced, there is still continuous discussion concerning the validity of results, performance, and productivity. It appears that the most difficult requirement of an effective performance appraisal system is that it be as free as possible from bias. So, what is bias? Bias can be described as the act of unfairly defending and disparaging a specific person or thing. Bias of many different kinds can sneak into appraisal system from the manager who is expected to put the system into place. Therefore, I would like to concentrate more on these 4 types of bias in the appraisal system. The first one will be fatigue. Fatigue is a feeling of exhaustion, tiredness, or low energy. Fatigue occurs when the manager conducts the first few appraisal carefully and deliberately, but as the deadline for finalizing the exercises approaches, the managers may start to be in a rush or in a hurry to finish the formalities within the deadline. As a result, his employees may receive unjustified ratings due to the manager's fatigue or the mental exhaustion. Furthermore, recency effect refers to the rater's propensity to overestimate the impact of more recent instances of employee conduct, whether they were successful or unsuccessful on assessments of performance. It is a situation where managers who are impacted by the recency effect only examine their subordinates' most recent performance and disregarded earlier work that may have been better or worse than the work completed closer to the time of the appraisal. Well, it usually happens when the information is presented in a list. The last thing is heard and remembered, but the first may be forgotten. Apparently, this will have an influence on our decisions. The manager also might only pay attention to recent performance or meeting past success or challenges. From the aforementioned, we can observe that the recency effect occurs most frequently when appraisal is done at a frequent interval, such once a year. Other than that, have you ever worked at a company where despite your co-workers' less than stellar job, everything they produce was somehow viewed as gold? This is known as the halo effect. Halo effect is a form of subconscious bias in which a person's performance is judged unfairly either positively or negatively based on an irrelevant factor such as personality, physical characteristics, or prior employment experience. Most people are more likely to highly rate someone they like. Thus, the personality and other characteristics of the employee may affect the manager's judgment. Lastly, I would like to share with you about prejudice and stereotyping in performance appraisal. Humans are immensely different, and although we have many things in common, we also differ greatly from one another. This indicates the social classifications to which we belong to help shape our identities. Some people may find it difficult to accept these differences, which could result in bias and stereotyping of others who are different. Stereotyping or prejudice is a negative concept or idea or even a model that is applied to individuals or groups over time. Prejudice can be racial, religious, gender, political beliefs, or even age-based. I would like to give you an example. Managers who possess a college degree may harbor prejudice against those who do, or a manager from one state may harbor prejudice against those from another state within the nation. With that, I could simplify that this issue definitely will be a problem when evaluating an employee's performance due to the preconceived notion we have about the group which they belong.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Ali bin Azman, and today we'll discuss on appraisal interview. Appraisal interview or performance appraisal is a formal discussion or meeting between the employees and the manager to review their past performance. In this session, the manager and the employees should have a dialogue to review their past performance or the employee's job performance, the strengths, weaknesses, achievement, and the areas that require an improvement. The objective of the interview is to offer feedback, to set an objective, to discuss their overall performance. And it should be an ongoing process or ongoing program of counseling and coaching, so that it will constantly help them improving their skills, knowledge, and abilities. And nothing in this appraisal should become a surprise, because it is already summarized. It was a summarized feedback that has already been given to them in the appraisal period. As for the manager need to train or need a training to deal with the upset, angry, aggressive, or tearful employees. So how do we know that this performance appraisal or appraisal interview is a success? It can be seen as how they change. For example, before this they cannot do a printing work, but after our appraisal interview they can do those tasks. Next is counseling employees with problems. As for this topic, the manager should have the skills such as non-directive counseling, information giving, advice giving, teaching and coaching. The first one is the non-verbal environment, which is the environment should be private, should be comfortable, and the talk should be informal. The first one is quite easy to achieve because it can be held in the manager's office, but the informal one is quite hard because of the formalities of the employees and the manager. As for that, the manager should have or develop the counseling skills. The first one, which is the skills that they need to achieve, is listening skill, which is they need to listen to the problem of the employees, learn to tolerate silence, and help them to listen to the problem of the employees, and do ask questions, but not too many. And because an effective listener is careful to ask appropriate question, because if you ask inappropriate question, it will affect the counseling session. The third one, we can look right into their eyes, look and listen hard, so that if they are not looking at us, then they are not looking at right into our eyes. It means that it probably, or it could be that they are hiding something from us. For example, as the manager, we should not jump right into the conclusion that, for example, the workers or the employees come late to work. We cannot jump right into the conclusion that they need disciplinary action because maybe they are not disciplined enough. Maybe we should listen to what they are facing or the problems, so that we can solve the problem, as we, the manager, should have the problem solving skills. We can help them. For example, they are having a problem with their mom, that having a problem to walk, so they need to help their mom first. As for that, that is the reason why they come late to work. As for that, we provide problem solving skills. Using problem solving skills, we provide a solution. For example, give them extra 30 minutes to come to work, as it will help them to ease the burden they are facing right now.
Hi, my name is Nira Dina. Now I would like to present the next point, which is performance expectation. So we know that performance expectation is a specific and measurable outcomes that are necessary for success within the current job. So it involves both parties, which are manager and their workers, to discuss about their thought related to their working environment. For instance, company culture. So it refers to the way a company and its employee operate, the company's goals, and what the organization values. So for sure, performance expectation is actually allow the employee to question about whether or not their working condition are secure, because they are deserve to know the truth about the condition, and it is also for the sake of their goods too. So besides, it is also to avoid any harassment and discrimination from occur. Furthermore, the employee itself should be given a chance to ask for their suggestion for process improvement, because at the same time it might boost their confidence too, and also the performance itself. Thus, this may assist in identifying and resolving problems. The next one is open communication. So it is occur between the top management and the other employee in the company. So they are supposed to communicate with one another instantly, honest, and dependable manner about their concern and suggestion. So open communication boosts productivity. Highly engaged workers frequently produce superior outcomes. Next, improve confidence too, because it channels encourage innovation by ensuring that people are not afraid to communicate their ideas even when they differ from the way things are currently done within the workplace. As I said earlier, open communication increases engagement, and engagement leads to high productivity, meaning to say that the fact this will also enhance the trust between both parties. Many workplaces are filled with a culture of fear, and what usually happens is that employees do not want to lose their jobs. A culture like this can cause organization so daily. Besides, it also can lead into misunderstanding during working, for instance, about the job scope. So this is why open communication is really crucial in order to build a positivity environment in the workplace. Furthermore, feedback that is also one of the most effective ways to make sure that employees are aware and alert about their performance. So this can be illustrated by giving employee access to other people's skills might help them to be better because this will make them improve their weakness through the feedback given, and it same goes to the top management too. Last but not least, open communication also can strengthen the bond between the employee and the company leader and ease the process to achieve company goals and target of the years. Thank you.
I will discuss about recommendation. The recommendation is basically a solution for 4 issues that have been discussed by one of my team members. We have fatigue, recency effect, halo effects, and prejudice and stereotyping. First, how can we solve the issue of fatigue? Humans are daily organisms who by nature are unprepared for long periods of continuous working, midnight works, and significant shift in sleep in week patterns. However, there are some measures that can assist manage fatigue. First, you can have a rest breaks. Short breaks can boost alertness by breaking up the monotony of highly automated or time-consuming jobs and allowing for moderate level of physical activity. Next, decrease the light exposure. Light can have either good or negative effects on cognition and performance, depending on the timing and types of exposure. In some cases, increasing light exposure might be an effective tiredness countermeasure. Last, manage caffeine intake. Caffeine rests alertness in a dose-dependent way. Caffeine should be avoided within 4 hours of bedtime and even longer if sleep problems are prevalent. Caffeine's influence on sleep quality may vary with age due to the changes in caffeine metabolism and clearance. Next, for the recency effect issue, one of the most effective strategies to overcome the recency effect is to set clear, specific standards from the start. Employees will be able to comprehend what is expected of them and how their performance affects their pay. Setting standards in this manner encourage employees to strive for excellence rather than simply meeting minimum criteria. Other than that, performance review enables them to uncover any faults or omissions in the evaluation, or an employee may, with the judgment, and choose to consider. Increasing the frequency of review is another strategy for decreasing the recency bias impact. This will allow you to review previous performance and make this ensure that you consider all relevant facts and do not ignore an important piece of information. Another method for overcoming the recency effect is to consult with other experts who work in comparable environments. They have both experience and knowledge of how it works. Because they are not directly affected by the environments, they are more prone to draw judgment in a broad, holistic manner. You can also incorporate to peer reviews into your evaluation and procedure. The halo effects issue can have disastrous implications. To limit the impact of cognitive bias, we must therefore slow down and control subjective feelings. Firstly, create an objective review process. Every employee evaluation should include the same question and have the same weighting. Performance assessment based on quantitative metrics such as goal are frequently beneficial. Next is incorporate 3,060 review. By increasing the number of reviews per employee, 3,060-degree reviews can help to lessen the halo effects in the workplace. Lastly, use a performance management software. It standardizes the organization's performance review process. It to outline how employees are evaluated and guarantee that managers use the same criteria for all employees. Human resources (HR) can see how an employee's
performance has evolved over time using the data provided. People are often biased against other outside of their own social group, displaying prejudice, stereotypes, and discrimination against those outside of their own social groups. Firstly, education and re-education. Educational prejudice reduction projects are based on the concept that cooperative learning, discussion, and multicultural curriculum will serve to eliminate prejudice in ways that content alone may not. Educational efforts aim to promote constructive relationship by debunking prejudice regarding outgroups. This strategy may be effective for hidden minorities and situations where direct interaction is either impossible or impractical. Next is sharing perspective about conflict resolution. Unsurprisingly, many of the most important bias reduction programs have occurred in locations where ethnic or other prejudice result in or is aggravated by covert violence or has done in recent times in context with less problematic intergroup relations such as Scotland. We must be conscious about drawing conclusions from what works in this setting. However, they may be useful strategy that can help to influence prejudice reduction initiative more broadly.
In conclusion, we can say that performance appraisal is one of the keys for the organization to achieve its target and missions based on the topics we just discussed. An employer's talents for future growth and development are identified through an extensive review of an employee's performance, which is what performance appraisal are, to put it briefly. Recognizing and rewarding employees who perform honestly and successfully for the organization is the primary intent of performance appraisal. The performance evaluation method can be used by organizations to not only identify and rate employees according to their performance, but also to deploy human resource effectively and wisely and to develop the necessary skills in them. Therefore, focusing primarily on a person's shortcomings at work may lead to that person developing resentment against their management or the company as a whole. Poor workers are aware of their shortcomings at work. Instead of being made fun of as they might anticipate, the management should offer guidance to the underperformers. Therefore, focusing primarily on a person's shortcomings at work may lead to that person developing resentment against their management or the company as a whole. Poor workers are aware of their shortcomings at work. Instead of being made fun of as they might anticipate, the management should offer guidance to the underperformers. The management must work with the employee to understand why they are producing work that is of poor quality. Giving an underachiever a practical performance review, therefore, needs balancing strengths and weaknesses. Alright, that is all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.